standing in front of the Wonthaggi Desalination plant. This site was completed in 2012 and it sits on 500 square metres of land encompassing an area of 224 hectares. As you can see behind me, the grey piping which is cemented underground goes out into the ocean, and it spans about 1 kilometre into the ocean, which sucks salt water through the piping into the filtration process behind me, which is called reverse osmosis. The reverse osmosis takes place in the black pipes, as you can see, and what happens there is the salt water is fed through and pushed through at high velocity through these fine membranes, which separates the salt from fresh water. The salt is then put through separate piping back out into the sea, and effectively it's called brine, and that creates a lot of environmental concerns and damage, which we'll be discussing later. The fresh water is then distributed to the City of Melbourne, and roughly was proposed to service 33% of Melbourne's water needs. Later on we'll be discussing these effects and some recommendations on what we think should happen. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Nani Casa. I am part of the Environmental Conservation Group here in the Desalination plant. So I'm here to point out some issues that we can see here in the environment. The first one is the electricity consumption that the desalination plant will bring up to the environment. So the amount of electricity that this desalination plant will generate is equal to 290,000 cars to be put on the road a year. And the next issue is the greenhouse effect that will be generated in the atmosphere, and that will also increase the ozone line problems that we already have in our society. Furthermore, we have the water. Look at the water, how dirty it is, the pollution and all the impact that will generate into the environment. So I'm here to show you how bad the desalination plant can affect the future life of our environment. So thank you very much for listening. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Rishab Sachithamakul, and I'm here to discuss one important topic and one fundamental question. Is water itself a human right? Now, if water itself is a human right, water should be given to us for free and should not be charged a specific price for individuals and communities. Now, what AquaSure is doing here is that AquaSure is charging a specific price for water, thus water is now being turned into a commodity. Furthermore, it's important to note that just as a baby is getting milk from its mother, shouldn't be allowed free water from Mother Nature. An important statistic here is that even though the Wonthaggi desalination plant is not being used, nor any water is being extracted, roughly $19 billion from the Victorian government is being spent for annual services to the Wonthaggi desalination plant. Now, is that fair? And also, is that the greatest good for the greatest number of people?
Hi, I'm Dinah and I'm a member of the community. I'm part of Your Water, Your Say. We're against the desalination plant and we believe there are other alternatives to combat these issues. The first, changing the behaviour of the community. Yeah, we do use a lot of water, but teaching them and training them to use less water, that's a good start. We can also implement water tanks or put water tanks in the back of people's houses. The rainwater that falls then is stored in these water tanks that can be used for watering, showering. If 60% of Melburnians put water tanks in the back of their houses, that is equivalent to the water generated from the desalination plant. So by changing the behaviour of the community and installing these water tanks, we believe they are a better solution than this desalination plant.
Hello, my name is Alexandra and I'm part of a lobby group opposing the desalination plant, and I'm here today representing Torres Victoria. The main problem that concerns me about the desalination plant is its cost for the community, relatively the opportunity cost. As we can see, the area related to Wonthaggi desalination plant has a stunning coastline, and all the residents of the area may lose their chance to enjoy its beauty. and most importantly, they may lose a chance to develop tourism in the area. Benefits brought by tourism to a local community, to a relatively small community like this, they could be significant to its development. For example, small businesses like restaurants, coffee shops, hotel and guest houses, they could flourish from increased expenditure brought by tourists. Also related industries such as retail and transport, they could also be positively affected, and on the side of all of that, job creation would be facilitated as well. But now, with the construction of desalination plant, the area has lost its chance to develop tourism. The area has lost the chance to get all the benefits from tourism industry, and I think that this is unjust, especially if you consider all the costs involved in the construction, all of the financial expenses that were funded from taxpayers' money. So the community has paid for the project that not only even used now, but also for the project that has taken a number of opportunities away from the community, and most importantly for the project that has taken away a right of the community to enjoy its natural resources.
The desalination plant is pumping chemically laced brine resulting from the filtration process back into the ocean. Now this is finding its way into the ecological system through river estuaries and other methods of transportation. However, there hasn't been enough studies done to determine the effects that these chemicals have on the environment and the ecological system. But what we do know is that there's additional chemicals such as chlorine, equivalent of 800 litres of chlorine a day being pumped back into the ocean. That's the same amount as 500 Olympic swimming pools. What that does is poison the fish and the organisms in the river. Also, the salt that's been extracted from the ocean for the filtration process to create fresh water is actually being put back in the ocean, providing an imbalance between water and salt. The imbalance in the salt kills off other species of life, and for this reason I believe that there needs to be further research done to determine the effect of the desalination plant on marine life, and also to provide further studies to impose regulations on